going on. I feel like going on. Though challenges they come on every day, I feel like going on. I feel like going on. I feel like going on. Though challenges they come on every day, I feel like going on. One thing about this perseverance journey is that I was thinking yesterday that, because we got to surrender things to God, and we got to bring that flesh under subjection, because you know why? Because, our flesh really just don't want to surrender. But I was thinking, about the challenges that I have every day. And I understand that that without God, I just can't do it. I don't know how people do it when they have challenges and they're dealing with stuff. How is it that they're making it without God? Because even when we have God, sometimes we still got to say, God, help us to get through the day. Help us to get through these moments. So, I'm just sitting here thinking, because I know that God He takes all things and He uses it for His glory. He used these moments for His glory. And I got to remind myself, even in these impossible moments, these challenges, that He's going to make all things, He's going to make all things right, all things better. Why I'm on here, let's talk about Leader Dog. Anyway, so I know people are saying, well, what's the hold up? Well, the hold up is finances, of course, but I got to be able to care for the dog financially. And so, but I just know that God eventually He'll make all things, when the timing is right. And if it's for me, great. If it's not, then God, you got another way. You got a ram in the thickens, in the bush, whatever you want to call it. But I know that whatever moments that I'm in, that God is going to see me through. If I can reflect back on the many times that God has allowed me to navigate through these challenging moments, I know that He's going to continue to keep allowing me to stay in His will and to do what it is that He is calling me to do. So, but also, of course, when I do go for the training, I will have to be gone for at least a month. the most is a month. They say 21 days to, basically a month, because, they cannot foretell how the training is going to go. And then too, they have to match you a dog, and, it's things, a process that you have to go through. And so, sometimes the process, goes smoothly. Sometimes the process has a little, some little challenges that they have to, work out, or whatever the case may be. But that is something that I could not allow myself to do training during the school year, especially, because I have a minor child. So that means I can't just leave her here by herself for a month and be gone. So, so my best thing to do, if I was to do it, the earliest could be May, because then that's when school is getting ready to end or whatever. But if not, then it will have to be June. So I don't know, but they have been calling. They have been keeping up with me, asking me how things are going, if I had any issues, if there's anything that they need to address, whatever the case may be. So I guess it's just a matter of, allowing God to work it out, basically. That's what I am trying to wait on God. And I know waiting on God is not easy, but He knows all things, and so that's where we stand with the guide dog. But yeah, so, but anyway, so I'm learning that even, because there's challenges and sometimes there are impossible moments that, is a little bit more challenging than other times, that even with our emotions, and I know God created emotions, and, He wants us to deal with things and validate how we feel. But then sometimes in these very challenging moments, I learned that I got to surrender my emotions to God. And I know you may say this sounds silly or whatever, but see, the enemy knows what to do. He knows how to, get you all, whatever. And then, see, the enemy, he ain't playing. See, I don't know about your life, but I know about my life. And I know that I'm doing everything that God is calling me to do. I know that I'm living right. And I know I'm not perfect, but I'm living right. And I know that, everything that I do, I take it as a benefit to glorify God, and that I'll, be able to tell of my experiences so that others can be drawn to Him. So I know the enemy, he's all the time wanting to fight me. He's all the time just trying his little ways to, make it impossible for me to want to conquer. But the God in me won't let me give up. The God in me won't let me sit down and take a rest. Because see, the enemy is not playing. And see, the enemy knows the impact that my life makes. God have chosen my life to make such an impact on others. Why? I didn't ask to be chosen. But what I do know, that God, whatever your will is for my life, and if it takes me realizing every day that I can't do this without you, so be it. So be it. It's not easy to navigate through this journey. But one thing I do know, the more I surrender and the more I choose to allow God to help me, the easier it gets for me. I'm talking about easier for me to call on God in these moments. It's easy for me to understand that these moments are not going to last forever. And that God is going to bring an end. And that even though, he's going to bless and reward me. But I'm not in it for the rewards. I'm not in it for the blessing of him. I'm in it because there's some people out there that really needs to know that no matter what you go through, and no matter what life may be lifing, that God, he's gonna see you through. I understand. You gotta come to the conclusion that, like I say, if maturity in God. If I wasn't mature in God, if I didn't really, have these experiences that I had with God, I wouldn't be able to say today, God, just help me to navigate through it. But while I'm navigating, let my life be a testament of your power. Because see, the thing is that when we go through things, it has nothing to all the time do with us, but it has everything to do that what God want to use so that he can draw others to him. Is it not your concern that others be drawn to him? We don't want to be selfish. We don't want to feel like, that we should be the only ones with God. And I understand some people, they don't make the best choices. And, sometimes on this earth and, in the flesh realm, physical realm. I know sometimes we, a lot of stuff to our carnal mind, it doesn't make sense. Why God will allow them to continue to be in heaven with us. I mean, come on. Just think if it was you out there making that choice and people think the same way about you, that you wouldn't feel good. And then you'd be saying, well, why can't these believers, forgive me? Because that's what God is. He's all about forgiveness. So I'm just saying that I'm sitting here and I'm saying to God that, I know that in these challenging moments that you're going to see me through. He have done it before. He'll do it again. And he'll keep doing it again. And that's one thing about God. He'll just keep doing it. He said, okay, today, I need to help you. Great. I'm going to help you again. If you have a problem on tomorrow, I'm going to help you again. If you have a problem on next week, I'm going to help you. If you have a problem on next month, the next month, and then the next month, or the next year, whatever. He's saying that whatever it is, I'm still going to help you. I'm not leaving. I'm not giving up. I don't care. I'm not giving up. I'm not going to allow you to continue to feel that I can only come, once a month. That's it. Once I show up then, that's the end of it. I'm not coming back until, another whatever. Or when I feel deemed necessary, No, God, he's here. He shows up. And that's why I can say You know, I feel like going on. I feel like going on. My flesh may not want to go on, but my spirit man does. My flesh does not want to go on, but my spirit man wants to go on. And I'm glad that God, he looks at the desire of my spirit. He understands that my flesh doesn't want to line up with the spirit. So he says, okay, I understand that your spirit man don't want to give up. And that you keep holding tighter and tighter. And he said as much as the challenges come, here, come on, let us hold tight. You know, God is saying, I want to hold tight to you. I understand. I understand your flesh. Your flesh want to give up. But let me hold tight to you. Come on, let's hold tight to each other. Let's hold tight. I know the winds are blowing, but if you can just hold tight, if you can just allow me to hold you so tight to the point to where, all you focusing on is me and not so much the winds blowing around you. There comes a time where you just need God to hold tight. He said, you know what? There's a promise. There's a promise that it's already been established. That he is going to be there and that he will never leave us nor forsake us. So even though my flesh may want to give up, but my spirit man is saying, no. And see, and that's all it is. All you do is have to have the desire deep down on the inside. Because see, God, he doesn't go by our flesh. He goes by our spirit. Because see, if he looked at the flesh all the time, he'll be like, we would have been written off a long time ago. But because he keep looking at our spirit man, and he said, I know there's some struggles, but I know your spirit man want to keep fighting. But your flesh ready to give up and walk away and saying that I'm not doing this. But he said, because I'm looking at your spirit and I know deep down on the inside that the enemy wants you to give up. So therefore I'm going to have to hold tight to you. Mm-hmm. So that you would know. And that's why I'm saying that God will allow us to feel his presence, because he knows that at times we need the presence of him to comfort us, to remind us of how much he loves us. And that the promises that he has for us, they're going to be fulfilled. So I am so grateful and I am so thankful that not only God gives me the desire so that my spirit man can overrule my flesh. Because Because see, you got to have the desire to want your spirit man to take control and not have your flesh to take control. You can have the desire to wanna do what's right. But if you don't have the desire to want to do what's right, you're not going to do what's right. You're not going to allow your spirit man to take over. Because you're not desiring it. You know, anything we desire, we go after. Anything we desire, we make sure that we are fixated on what it is that we're desiring so that we can reach and get it. But are you doing that in the spirit? Huh? Are you reaching for the things? Are you desiring that no matter what you go through, that yet you said, no, God, I'm desiring you. No, I'm desiring to hold on. I'm desiring that people will see the God in me so that their lives can be impacted to the point to where they give their lives to Christ and that they understand that God is not going to leave them and that no matter what they go through in life and what man chooses to do to them, that yet and still he's going to draw them with his love and kindness. My love and kindness has he drawn us with his love and kindness. His love and kindness is what draw us. Are you being drawn today? Are you allowing your spirit man to take over? I understand you going through some things. I understand that you may be having not such of a good day, but what matters is that you allow your spirit man to take over. And that you ask God. And that's why I say be honest with God. God, I'm struggling today. God, today is just, I don't know what to say. I know that this enemy, he's just a mess. But one thing I do know is that you're going to allow me to conquer through this day. You're going to remind me that every time that I feel like my flesh want to give up, I got to allow my spirit man to take over. And every time when I think of the lives that you want to make an impact on through the things that I go through, I can't afford to give up. I can't afford to allow my flesh to just consume and take me over. I refuse to give up. I refuse to not allow God to do what he want to do in my life and in the lives of others. I refuse to do that. I refuse to be a hindrance. Lord, I don't want to be a hindrance to somebody who you are calling to the cross. Lord, I don't want to be a hindrance to somebody that you're trying to encourage so that they can build their faith. I don't want to be a hindrance to that. So God, help us. Help us to keep holding on. Mm-hmm. Help us to understand, God, that you will allow our spirit man to take over. But God, we gotta